Prime node. Red orb picked up.
I've got the ore. Heading toward Prime node. Clear. In position. Area secure. In position. All clear. Enemy Hellbender. Heading toward Prime node.
Attack the mine node.
Prime node captured. I'm going down! Enemy Manta. Heading toward Prime node.
Heading toward mine node.
I'm in position. All clear.
Leviathan construction stopped.
Heading toward mine node. Enemy Hellbender. Heading toward enemy Prime node.
Heading toward mine node.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward Prime node.
Heading toward mine node.
Leviathan under construction.
Heading toward enemy Prime node.
Red orb picked up.
I've got the orb. Heading toward enemy Prime node. Anyone out there?
Attack the enemy Prime node.
I'm taking heavy fire!
Incoming! Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward Prime node.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward Prime node. Okay, so that plan failed.
Leviathan available.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward Prime node.
Enemy Goliath. Attacking mine node.
Blooded.
Attack the enemy Prime node. Red orb dropped.
Enemy Goliath. Heading toward mine node. I'm in position. Area secure.
Enemy Leviathan.
Made in his image, destroyed in his name.
Enemy orb destroyed. Red orb picked up.
Not one of my better moments.
Enemy Goliath, heading toward enemy prime node.
I need some backup.
Blue core is vulnerable. Attack the mine node.
Heading toward mine node.
Heading toward enemy core. Enemy Leviathan, heading toward enemy prime node.
Enemy orb carrier incoming. Attack the enemy core.
Enemy Manta.
All clear. Hijacked.
Enemy Hellbender, heading towards mine node. Heading toward enemy core.
Incoming.
Taking heavy fire! Enemy orb carrier down! Enemy Manta, heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Leviathan.
Red orb picked up. Blue core is secure. Attack the enemy prime node.
Heading toward enemy prime.
Enemy orb destroyed.
Enemy Hellbender, heading toward enemy prime node.
I need backup.
Heading toward prime node. Enemy Manta, heading toward prime node. Enemy Goliath, heading toward mine node. I'm going down!
Incoming.
Leviathan under construction.
Mine node captured. Enemy Scorpion.
In position. All clear.
Heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Goliath. Heading toward mine node.
Heading toward enemy prime node.
Red orb dropped.
Enemy Scorpion.
Red orb picked up.
I have the orb.
Red orb dropped.
Heading toward enemy prime node. I'm taking heavy fire!
Oh, bullshit!
Attack the prime node.
Heading toward enemy prime node.
Leviathan available. Red orb destroyed.
Enemy Manta. Heading toward prime node. Heading toward prime node.
Red core is vulnerable. Red orb picked up.
Heading toward our core. I've got the orb. Heading toward prime node. Enemy orb carrier down.
Heading toward prime node.
Heading toward our core. Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward our core. I can't feel my legs.
In position. Area secure. Killing spree. Double kill.
Friendly fire. Heading toward prime node.
Red core is secure.
I'm in position. Your team.
Heading toward prime node.
I'm being overrun.
Red orb dropped. Attack the enemy prime node.
Prime node captured. Enemy Scorpion. Attacking prime node.
Red orb picked up.
Heading toward mine node.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward mine node.
Attack the prime node.
Mine node captured. Killer manslaughter. Incoming.
All clear. In position. All clear.
Incoming!
Attack the enemy prime node.
Prime node captured.
Heading toward mine node.
Rampage! Oh, smack! Incoming!
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward prime node. Heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Manta. Heading toward prime node.
Heading toward mine node.
Enemy Manta. Heading toward prime node. Heading toward enemy prime node.
Incoming!
Red orb dropped. Blue core is vulnerable. Attack the enemy core.
Enemy prime node captured. Enemy Manta. Heading toward enemy prime node.
Heading toward enemy core.
Red orb destroyed.
Mine node captured.
Welcome to my home.
Attack the enemy core. Blue core is secure. Attack the enemy prime node.
That was nasty! Heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Goliath. Heading toward enemy prime node. Medic!
Blue core is vulnerable. Attack the enemy core.
Enemy prime node captured. Enemy Goliath destroyed. Heading toward enemy prime node.
I'm in position. All clear!
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy core.
Attack the enemy core.
Perforation.
Leviathan available.
Heading toward enemy core. Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy core.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward mine node.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Hellbender.
Attack the enemy core.
Heading toward enemy prime node.
Death sets you free.
Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy core. Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy prime node. Under heavy attack. Enemy Manta. Heading toward enemy prime node.
Denied.
Blue core is under attack.
My nose captured.
Heading toward enemy core.
Morbid.
Attack the enemy core.
Enemy Goliath. Heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Goliath destroyed. Enemy Hellbender. Heading toward enemy prime node. Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy prime node. I need some backup.
Under heavy attack. Enemy Scorpion. Heading toward enemy prime node.
Blue core is under attack. Blue core is heavily damaged. Blue core is critical.
Enemy Scorpion. Yak. Enemy Manta. Heading toward enemy prime node.
Blue core destroyed. Flawless victory.